All right, this session today is going to be a little bit quicker than the one last week, or a lot of bit quicker, but still going to get a lot of fun out of it. Welcome everybody to Cyber Thursday. I'm sure we're going to have a few more people join in. Let me switch my account. All right, before we get started, man, I would like to give the floor to one of our former students, Joe. Okay, Joe has recently got certified. I'm not, you know what, Joe, you take the floor and you do your thing, man. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, no problem, bro. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak, man. This is your platform.
And anytime we can get other certified folks to come back and share their experience, share their testimony, man, I have no idea sharing the floor with you all, because it's going to help these students right here. They actually just, today was their last day in class. So I'm pretty sure they may have some questions for you.
Okay, well, just to, give a little background about myself. I do not have any IT experience. I definitely have no security experience. And I took the exam once and I did not pass. So, linked up with Toby, went through the same 10-week course as everybody else, learned the fundamentals, learned the concepts, and I literally studied every day. Literally, if I learned something that day, not only did I study, obviously, what I got that day, I studied from day one. So I was going over my notes all the time, constantly, and just trying to honestly show myself approved to Toby, but but really just trying to make sure I had the concepts down and the fundamentals mastered. So I took my exam last Saturday, it was now, and I passed it. Thank you to O-line. I know everybody is saying it to you, Toby, but O-line is definitely leading the way. And for anybody who has not taken their test yet, the only thing I really will say is just make sure you study. Toby says it all the time. Just make sure you study, go over your notes as often as you can. If you can do a study session with the people in your class, obviously, the more the merrier, that helps too. But as long as you study the concepts and everything Toby's been teaching you in class, you'll be fine. Don't get hung up on the PBQs that we do in class. Obviously, they're there to help you, and it can be discouraging sometimes if you're not getting them correct, because you're like, man, I know this stuff, but don't get hung up on it, as long as you understand when even Toby goes over it, or if you can even just get down to two answer choices, whether yours was incorrect or not. If you can just get it down to two answer choices, you are in a great place, because the exam it's not as tough as you think it is, but you just have to study it and go back to the fundamentals.
And thanks for that, Joe. He said something really important. The exam for you all, for everybody going through the O-line course, the exam is not going to be as tough as you think it is. And I'm not saying that for you to take your foot off the gas. I'm not saying that for you to slow down, to take it easier. No, keep studying hard. Keep studying hard. But if you're going through this course, if you're learning the fundamentals the way we're putting it down, the exam will not be as difficult as it would be if you didn't take the course. All right, does anybody have any questions for Joe before we get started? What was that? I think somebody said, let's get it.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it. Let's jump right into it, y'all. So welcome everybody. What's up, Shiloh? I see we have you in here, man. It's nice to have you, brother. Welcome everybody to another episode of Cyber Thursday. Today we are going to go ahead and do another Tryhackme lab. All right, this one is a little bit different though, because we are going to analyze what an attacker has already done. Okay, so we're going to be on the blue team first. We're going to be the SOC analyst. We're going to go through some PCAP logs, assess what the attacker tried to do, and try to replicate that same incident. I should probably get this started. Oh, it is started. All right. So first things first, let's read this scenario here. This part of Tryhackme is called Overpass 2. All right, if you have any questions, let me know, y'all. I want to try to keep this video a lot shorter than the last one, but please let me know. I'm going to pivot back and forth between the YouTube channel and your questions. You know, I don't have any problems answering questions. I'll always do my best. If I can't answer it, I'll let you know. All right. So first things first, Overpass has been hacked. The SOC team noticed suspicious activity on a late night shift while looking at shibs and managed to capture packets as the attack happened. Can you work out how the attacker got in and hack your way back into Overpass's production server? All right, so here's a PCAP file that they give us, and they want us to analyze this PCAP. If you don't remember what PCAPs are, if you don't know what it is, it's a file type. Right? It's a file type that packet analyzers such as Wireshark or TCP dump, they store their logs, their traffic inside of PCAP files. So I've already downloaded this in a folder called Overpass. Yeah. So I already downloaded here. Here's the same PCAP. Right, you can just download it right here. So what I'm going to do is open it up with Wireshark. Let's go ahead and take a look at these logs to see what we have going on here. You can see that not CompTIA. I'm CompTIA out right now. You can see that Tryhackme has a few questions they want us to answer. But like the last time, let's go through this before we start answering any questions. So we have a bunch of stuff going on here, right? This may look like jargon to a bunch of people or to other folks. To some of you in the class, this may look familiar. So first things first, what are we trying to do again? Can we work out how the attacker got in? Remember, y'all, we're going to do what CompTIA wants us to do. But in this case, we're going to do what Tryhackme wants us to do. Okay, so can we figure out how they got in? So first thing that pops out at me when I'm looking through these logs, I can see a three-way handshake, SYN-ACK. Right, that's a three-way handshake we talked about. And it is going to some type of 192.168.170.159/development. So somebody's trying to connect to this website. They were connected successfully. Let's scroll down a little bit. They were I scrolled down too far. Oh, well, I'm seeing some good stuff. Hold on. So this is the request to get to the website, right? It's literally 192.168.170.159/development. After they get there, that's packet 4. If I go to packet 14, I see a post request. Post is when you're sending data. So I'm gonna scroll down a little bit so I can see 14. And I can see that somebody tried to upload a file, right? They're trying to upload some type of PHP file. How do we know? Because of this post request to this destination /development/upload.php. And it was successful. They get a 200 OK response back. Okay. Let's keep scrolling. Whoa, hold on, let me go back. I see another GET request for a payload. Yeah, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. I'm gonna move this down. So let me start over. So somebody tried to upload something here. Yeah, let's follow this TCP stream. One thing we can do, y'all. Oh, here it is. So somebody tried to post something over here. Let's follow this TCP stream. We're gonna right click. You can right click any of these packets, but we're gonna right click this, hit follow TCP stream. So we can get a better look at what's going on. Somebody tried to So what I'm looking at right now is this post request. Somebody tried to post something to this website on this URL. And what they tried to post is this file called payload.php. All right, this is a PHP file that they tried to upload. And inside of that file is this. This right here is a reverse shell. This is a PHP reverse shell that is inside of this payload. And we can easily create one. I think we did it last week. But we can see what they uploaded. They uploaded a PHP file. They hit submit. It was successful. They got an OK response back. It says your payload.php has been uploaded. Cool. Okay, so we can see that a payload was uploaded. What are we trying to do now? We're trying to analyze what the attacker did through this PCAP. So a payload was uploaded. And then over here, wait, that's not it. This is where they tried to get it. All right, okay, I see what's going on. So after they uploaded it here, so let's imagine, let's use, if I upload a picture to a website, right, I can go back to that same website to go and look at the picture, right? If I upload a picture to Instagram, I can go back to my Instagram page to go and access that picture. Well, somebody here uploaded a PHP file to a website. It's a reverse shell, right? And the only way to get a shell back, right, to get a command prompt back is to go to that page that they uploaded. So this is what they're doing here with this GET request. They're actually going back to it to activate it. So they're doing something like this. I'm just going to type it here. 170.159/development/uploads/payload.php. So after they uploaded it, they just type this back in and it activates that reverse shell. So then they got a shell. And one of the cool things I like about Wireshark here, let me real quick before we go any further. I like how it's color coded. I want to scroll up. All right, I like how it's color coded. You can see, if you're not familiar with this, y'all, we've talked about it in class a few times. We have the number, the packet number, the time the packet was received, the source, the destination, protocol, length, and information about the packet. Cool thing about Wireshark is that they color code the packets. Green is usually for HTTP traffic. This pinkish, I said pink, this purplish violet color is TCP traffic. And if you ever forget, I believe you can go to view and coloring rules. Yeah, and they tell you everything here. So just feel free to browse around this. Now jumping back to it, after the attacker tried to get that reverse shell, you can see the colors change to TCP traffic, right? Which kind of tells me that they activated the reverse shell. I see a lot of push flags going back and forth. That's letting me know that somebody's sending data back and forth. Could be commands. If we just right click it, go to follow TCP stream again. Oh, we get a lot of good stuff. Okay, so after they executed that that reverse shell, they got a prompt. As we can see here, they got a prompt over here. They typed the command ID. ID usually gets you your user ID information, your GID, and your group's information. This is what they got. Then they tried to upgrade their shell, right? Everything in the blue is what the attacker did. Everything in the red is the response the server that they logged into is giving them. So here, the attacker tried to upgrade their shell to something more stable. Then they did a ls command to list out files and its permissions, and you can see that here. Right, these are the files and their permissions. We see read, write, read for these files. You can see the payload that they uploaded. Then they ran a cat command to open some file. Then they switched users over to James. we got a password. They use James's password. This might be James's password, looks like it. Then they changed directories over. Then they tried to run sudo-l, but it was a typo with this bracket. And you can see the server responded with an invalid option, that bracket. Then they did it again. Sudo-l. Sudo-l shows you your sudo powers, what you're able to do with sudo. So that's what the attacker is trying to do, right? Any attacker, if they get access to your system, they want to see what they can do with sudo. They pass the password. This is everything. No, they ran another command called cat etsy shadow. This is going to open up our password file on Linux. Remember the cat command. It's going to open up a file. And they were able to get all of these password hashes, right? Cat etsy shadow shows you a list of usernames and their hashes, passwords. So you have the user, right? User James. The colon separates everything in this file. You have your user James followed by this hash, which is his password, and it stops at the next colon. Okay, so this is what the attacker was able to get. I mean, obviously you want to copy and paste this. I already have it on my system. And then the attacker had cloned down a repo from GitHub, right? This is the SSH backdoor repo. Right? You use this to set up a backdoor on systems that you compromise. You already have to have access to the system to use this backdoor. So they cloned this repo down. They changed directories to the backdoor. They ran SSH keygen. What does this command do, y'all? Anybody? What does SSH keygen do?
It generates keys.
Secures.
Yes, it creates keys. It creates a public and private key. So that's what they did. That's what you need to use this backdoor. So they created keys. Here's a private key. And they changed the permissions on the backdoor, made it executable. And they launched an application called Backdoor with a long string. And yeah, that's all we can see from here. So, and you can see that this service was started after they launched this backdoor application. Another service was open, the SSH was open on port 2222. So this is the backdoor into that system. All right, we can verify that by running an nmap scan. All right, we're gonna have that run while we're doing our thing. nmap-pn-c-sv, boom. So we'll let that run. Let's see if we can answer some of these questions. It says, what was the URL of the page they used to upload a reverse shell? I believe that was development. Yes, remember they went to the development page to upload that reverse shell. We can verify that right here. I gotta go all the way back to the top. Right, this is where the upload was at, under development, under the development webpage. What payload did the attacker use to gain access? Let's follow this TCP stream again. This is the payload right here. What password did the attacker use to privilege escalation? That might have been, where did we see that password at? I think that was
it the hash?
it might have been. I think that was when we saw, oh yeah, when he was running the netcat commands. I mean, not netcat, but when he got his shell. Here it is, password. Well, this might be it. Let's see. Let's see, what password did the attacker use? Yes, because this is what the attacker used to SU over to James. It's also what the attacker used to escalate their sudo or to invoke sudo. How did the attacker establish persistence? Persistence is establishing your connection or your access to the system, right? And the way they did that was by setting up a backdoor. So there's some slashes in this answer. It's probably the GitHub. It's part of this one. This is what they use to establish their persistence. Persistence meaning they can continue their access even if they were to come, they can continue their access, right? By either creating new accounts, opening up backdoors. Okay, then use the fast track word list. Using the fast track word list, how many of the system passwords are crackable? So they're talking about these passwords right here. And I'm going to do a password cracker on this. I'm going to copy all of that. Come over here. And I think I already have that file actually. Hash.txt. Yeah, I already have the file here. And I already cracked it, so it might not let me crack it again. So I'm going to use a tool called John the Ripper to crack these passwords. User share word list, rocku.txt, hash.txt. All right. Yeah, I already hacked it. So all I got to do to show you is John -show. So these are the, remember the usernames? So we have Merlin. I don't know if that was on purpose or it's a joke, but they have Merlin right here. Here's Merlin and here's Merlin's password. You have B's account right here. Here's B's password, secret 12. Then this person's password, then Paradox's password. We were able to crack those hashes with John the Ripper. So one that's 4. How many of the system passwords were crackable? 4. Okay, now, any questions so far, y'all? All right. So now let's research and analyze the code. Now that you've found the code for the backdoor, it's time to analyze it. What's the default hash for the backdoor? Well, remember this is where they got the backdoor. GitHub is a repository. It's a repository that's online. You can store different files there like this. So we'll just go to it. They want us to analyze the backdoor to see what it's doing, see what the default hash is, what's the hard-coded salt for the backdoor, what was the hash that the attacker used. Let's go ahead and look at this thing first. So it's going to look for that Git repository. That's not going to work. Okay, here it is. Remember, github.com. It's an online repo. You can store any type of files here, not any. Okay, I believe there's a size limit. But here's the ssh.backdoor. Here's the README file. This might be the, here, let me open this. It's nothing in this file. Build.sh is a script. Nothing crazy in that file. Main.go. Okay, this is the main script here. Let me look at the other one just so you see the setup.sh. Okay, nothing too crazy. Main.go is going to be where your main functions are. And if we go through this script, this is the backdoor that the attacker used to open up port 22222. Like we saw that right here at the very, very, very end. which means we should be able to log into this computer over 22222. We just need the SSH password 2222. I said too many twos. All right, so we can see what's going on here. They're using SHA-512 as their algorithm. This is the port they opened up. Here's a hash string. Let's see, this looks like the default hash string. It's a variable that's being set. Let's see, voila. Let's keep going through this. Let me see, we see a function over here that looks like it's verifying a password with a hash. It's taking assault as another argument and your password as an argument. We don't know the password. We probably know the hash. It might have been that default hash, who knows? But in order to get the password, we need the hash and the salt. Okay, so wait, what is this? Verify hash function, hash. This is probably the salt right here. It's the same function that was being called right here. So yeah, hash salt password string. So we have the salt. Okay. What was the hash that the attacker used? Go back to the PCAP for this. Okay, so that's why this is the default hash for the backdoor, but you probably don't have to use that. And Pete, I think this is what you were saying right here, this hash. Oh yeah, good job, man.
Yeah.
So this hash is what the attacker used. They probably set the hash with this -A switch. Boom, okay. Now crack the hash using RockU, any cracking tool of your choice. Okay, now I just had a brain fart. I'm not going to use RockU. I'm going to use another tool called Hashcat to crack this hash. Hashcat -M Hashcat -H. I forgot which mode it is. Can't hold my shift key too long to switch to the monitor. Grab, what was it? SHA what? What was the algorithm we were just using? That was in here.
RSA.
SHA-512, 512. Okay, so SHA-512. All right, so we're gonna use this 1710. So it's gonna be Hashcat -M 1710 -A. I think this was brute force, maybe -1 is brute force. And then the hash, let's see, is the hash, I can copy and paste it. It's a PCAP, right? Yeah, so this hash, copy that, the colon, because they got a, well, they have a period here, but pretty sure it's supposed to be a colon. And then the salt, where do we find the salt at again? It was in the app, all right. Salt. I'm probably missing an argument here. Let's switch this to 0. Oh, I don't have a password list here to hack from. So I need to give it a word list to use to crack. I already did this, I forgot. Yeah, so I already cracked it. It's not gonna show me right here. I just gotta do the same thing I did with John. So is that gonna work? No, Hashcat, where's the pot file? Locate pot file. Oh, User share. So this is what I'm going to use when I'm having brain farts. I'm just going to ask Google, where is Hashcat's pop file? Where's the pop file? Pop file, pop file, pop file, pop file. I might just have to re-crack this with John if I can't find the file. I'm having a brain fart. I should know where the pop file is. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, that's not gonna help. Let's come back to that. Let me clear that brain fart out. What was the hash? What was the hash? What was the hash? Hashcat. I don't use Hashcat too much. Or actually, why is my mouse? I think we got a question in here. Before I go any further, why would an attacker use a hash? Is it to hide their IP? So no, the attacker is using the hash because that's what they need for this script to run. Why can't I pull this up? Oh, it's because it's Zoom. You guys have locked my computer down and I can't move anything. All right, I gotta stop the Zoom to move this out of my way. That didn't work. Let me go back and share it again. So my computer's just locked. All right, so the reason they have the hash is because that's what you need for that tool, that specific tool we were using to work. So that's why they have the hash. You do hashcat -- show. I just have to find the pop file. I don't know where it is. This is probably not going to show me. Disable. So Hashcat's profile under the voters. All right, let me I think my computer is locking up on me. Oh, there we go. Let's go here. We'll come back to that. I don't want to spend all day trying to find that. We will get that. We got this machine started. The attacker defaced the website. Let's go to the website first. See what the website looks like. This is what they did. This is what it looks like. They hacked by Kuptis clan. All right, sure. Okay, now we have to break back into the system. I wish I could just show you this. Let me stop Wireshark real quick. Let's stop all this. I feel like this is causing. Okay, that was done. Right. So we got this system right here. If we look at this guy, should open up. Hey, Joe, did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my system is going real slow right now. Pretty sure it's because I have the live stream, the Zoom, and my Kali box running. So let's go ahead and try to SSH into this box before it really starts acting up because she's acting up already. Another terminal. Then let's try to SSH as James, because that's the account they used to not coop this claim. Let's go to 10.10.143.94, but we have to use port 2222, remember? 2222. And the password, which I want to show you all, this thing is like, it's going haywire on me right now. Search this out. Got you back. I figured it was something. So the password, oh, this feels so much better. We're back. Okay. All right, let's do this. Okay. Where's the other shell at? All right, so let's go back here. And where are we running it from? From you, -- show. There's the password. All right, so my bad. My batteries were dying in my other keyboard and mouse. So here's the password after we crack it, November 16. Now that we've cracked it, let's go ahead and SSH into you, James, at this IP on port 2222. The reason we're using this port is because that's what the backdoor is working on, right? We created a public and private key. Well, we didn't. The attacker, that's what we saw in the PCAP logs. The attacker created a public and private key pair after compromising the system, okay? And that's what we're using, right? That key pair is what we're using to relog back in as James under port 22222. November 16. All right, now we are logged in as James. Okay, and the first thing that let's keep saying CompTIA. First thing they want us to do is grab the user file, which is usually under the users directory. And there it is, cat user.txt. This is that. And now they want us to get the root flag, which means we have to try to do some privilege escalation. We already know we can't go to root. Well, I know we can't. If I try to list it out with the password that we got, it won't work. We can use the passwords from the PCAP, it won't work. So we have to try to figure out how to escalate our privileges to root, right? We could go ahead and copy over linps, but what I'm gonna do is just list out everything here. And we have this bash file right here, right? With a SUID ID set to it, right? This S right here means that if we run this bash shell, we can run it as root, right? Because it has this permission, this set user ID set here, right? It's gonna take the permissions of whoever owns it. And right now it's root. So if I did suid bash -p, this is going to run a bash shell as root. And we just ran it. If I do who am I, I'm root. If I cat this file, which is under the root directory, we get this flag. All right, now what the heck just happened here, y'all? So what we were supposed to do with Overpass was analyze, I got this too, was analyze what an attacker just did. And we did do that, right? We analyzed what the attacker did by looking at the PCAP files first. Okay, and based off of the PCAP files, the attacker had uploaded a PHP file to /development. Then they activated that PHP file by going to the website, sending a GET request. And now that, which in turn invoked a reverse shell that connected back to them, right? It established the shell back to the attacker. The attacker used that shell to do some enumeration. They used some type of password to escalate their privileges in the meantime, right? We saw that from the PCAP. They escalated their privileges. They went to the extent of opening up the Etsy shadow file where we saw a bunch of other username and hashes. And then to establish their persistence, what they did was downloaded this backdoor from GitHub. Somebody created this. They downloaded this backdoor in order to log back into the system. That is persistence. So they can log back in. So they downloaded the backdoor. And in order for this backdoor to work, you need a public and private key. Okay, you need a public and private key pair for this backdoor to work. But you're setting up the backdoor on the target, right? On your victim, not on your system. You're already on the victim's system. You've downloaded this SSH backdoor to their system, and then you install some keys so that this backdoor can use it. The backdoor opened up port 2222 based off of these keys. All we did was log back in as James, right? We logged back in as James using this port and the password that we were able to compromise from this backdoor. This backdoor created the password, Joe. That's why we use the hash. It took the hash, it took a salt, and it took a password, right? And then it salted the password, and then it created a hash. All right, we just did it. We reverse engineered it. We took the hash, we combined it with the salt to get this password. Okay, and that's Overpass, y'all. So we just did what a SOC analyst would do, right? Analyze the situation using PCAPs. I mean, they may have Splunk at their hand as well, but we analyzed the situation using PCAP, and we did it again to see the extent of what the attacker could have done. Any questions, y'all? Dang, I thought
I got a comment.
Go ahead. What you say?
No, it's just I never. It seems fun. Like I never thought being a SOC analyst would be this fun. Like that seemed like a lot. It's long, but it's like a lot of fun.
Yeah, bro. It can be a lot of fun. Obviously, it's gonna have its days, but it can be a lot of fun. You're dealing with a variety of attacks from different threat actors, man, on a daily basis, depending on what sector you work in. I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface. Right? We haven't scratched the surface. We've seen a lot, right? Everything we just did is not right. We've seen a lot, okay? And there's a lot more, but this is definitely dope, man. Like blue teaming is fun. Being on the defensive side of the house is fun, just as pen testing and red teaming is fun as well. Both sides help you out with your overall skill set. They both help you out. Hey, Cedric, you had a question for the cyber advisor. Was I able to answer the question here?
Similar. It's a little bit more in depth that I wanted to get into, but this definitely does give me a good fundamental understanding of like what would I do to like try to identify and attack. But it's some particular things that I want to talk about.
Okay. All right. I'll try to join y'all on that cyber session, on that study session tomorrow. See what's up. Anybody got any other questions for me?
So from that, would you take, is that just how you analyze what the attacker is doing, and then you come up with defensive controls for whatever you see?
Say, ask that one more time for me.
So is that, we see what the attacker used to, or the attacker is using to analyze what they're doing. And so then would that be how you come up with defensive controls to prevent whatever they're doing?
Right. This is one way to start developing security controls. Like one thing you want to do is remove that set UID from that from that bash file we saw. That shouldn't be there, right? You don't want. I mean, that's an easy backdoor, bro. It's a easy access. I mean, they did it like that on purpose for the benefits of the lab. But that's one thing you would definitely want to stop. Another thing, right, to stop this from the jump would be to have some type of filter, some type of server-side filter that's not allowing people to upload PHP files. And that would have stopped this from the beginning, right? Because that was the initial attack vector. That's how the attacker even got on the system, right? They uploaded the PHP file and then they called it to open up a reverse shell.
Okay.
Hey, how do y'all like these, man? How do y'all like these Tryhackme labs? Like, you all like these? I know, Joe, you want to do some more CompTIA stuff, but how do you like these in general? Like, are these informative? Is it too much? Do you want to see more? Do you not want to see it anymore?
Man, it's good, man. I want to see more.
You gotta watch out for you, man. You gotta watch out for you. All right. How was the pace? Was this pace better than the one last Thursday?
Yeah, well,
Was that Cedric? You were gonna say something?
Yeah, I think it was a little better. You definitely gotta just. I think moving forward it'd be better because it's not that impact of the class been here, so it'll be have more stamina.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the last one was actually a pretty long lab. I didn't realize how long it was. And then we were dealing with all those issues. There could have been some networking issues on my end. I got a lot of things running on this system, but I'm going to try to pick shorter ones, right? I thought we were going to be able to get through this one pretty quick, but it took 40 minutes. All right. So sound like we want to do more of these. Sound like the pace was good. All right. Taking mental notes. Let me know if you need me to slow down. Let me know if you want me to speed up. Joe, I'm going to try to have you do one of the CompTIA labs next week. I know you volunteered to do that. Hey, y'all, you heard Joe speak about his testimony. You're going to hear some of these students right now on YouTube with us right now. They're going to speak about their testimonies in a few weeks. All right. If you're trying to get Security Plus certified, if you're trying to get into the field like every other student that went through O-line, got certified, and got into the field, sign up for our next course, security, starting June 28th. It's our Security Fundamentals course. It's a 10-week course, Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. to 9:35 p.m. Sign up for it. It's a great investment. You can ask the students yourself, y'all. You can look at the testimonies. It is a great investment for you, your career, and your future. With all that being said, I'm going to catch you all next Thursday. We will be back here live. Joe, you will be running the Cyber Thursday lab. And that's it. See you all next week. Please be safe. Please study. Hold on to your loved ones. Give them a kiss. Let them know you love them. And sleep tight, y'all. We're out.
thanks, man. Happy Father's Day.
You too, bro. Happy Father's Day to all you all. Happy Father's Day. Happy Juneteenth.